What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course. We going every day. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 7'5" giant in San Antonio. And what he's doing right now, it's honestly crazy. He just had 30 and 10 blocks. He had more blocks than rebounds at 7'5". What the hell is going on? Yeah, it was against the Portland Trailblazers, but at the start of the season, I had worries about Wemby taking so many threes, but I saw on Twitter that Wemby is faster to 200 threes than Stephen Curry, Reggie Miller, and Ray Allen were, and they're considered the greatest shooters of all time. Of course, Wemby is in the modern age, so they're taking a lot more three-pointers than they did before, but what he's doing has to be talked about. Because if he doesn't do all of this, he doesn't put up the stats that he needs to, he's honestly the Defensive Player of the Year leading candidate right now, and there's no debate about that. He could be an all-star starter this year in his second season, which has not been done a lot. I know the recent people that did it was LaMelo, Trae Young, and Luka. If I'm missing somebody else, y'all could let me know. But he can be a starter, not just the all-star. He could be a starter. But Wemby this season is averaging 24.5 points per game, about to be 25, 10 rebounds and 4 assists. And his playmaking is not often talked about when they talk about his game. They talk about his generational defense, his offensive ability, shooting from the logo and shit, shooting from threes. One step and he's in the paint. But they don't talk about his playmaking because a lot of his teammates miss his assists. The game I was watching the other day, Wemby had a couple nice passes, behind the back passes, and they were missing shots. I get it, you're not going to make every shot, but the highlight plays is what's going to be seen all over the world, right? But Wemby this season, I don't know. Wemby could be considered a top 20, top 15 player in the league right now. I don't know where I would rank him. I would have to get back to y'all on that one when I do a rankings video at some point. But this came fast. I don't know if I expected Wemby to be this good his second year. I thought it would be his third season, but he's a generational talent for a reason, or he was a generational prospect for a reason. Last season when he won Rookie of the Year, he averaged 21.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He played 71 games last season, and he's showing that he's not injury prone like the previous number one picks, not the thorny names. But he 7'5", moving like that. I heard when he first came to the league, Greg Popovich wanted to give him a games restriction or whatever, some shit like that. And Wemby said he wanted to play every game this season, and I respect, because believe it or not, once LeBron retires, they're gonna need a new face of the league, and who better not than the player they've been marketing since he was 17. So why not him? But right now the Spurs are 15-13. They're the 9th seed in the Western Conference, and they could make a playoff push. The West is tough though. The West is really tough. But their team is really solid. Chris Paul running the point guard, obviously, his old ass. Devin Vassell, a scorer, or a nut, as we could say. They got defense in Jeremy Sochan, how the fuck you say his name. They got Julian Shampetti on the bench. They got Keldon Johnson coming off the bench. It looked like a mini Westbrook coming off the bench, but we're not going to even get into that. But I don't know. But and his last couple games have been phenomenal. Last night, like I said, he had 37, 3, and 10 blocks per game. It was efficient 30 ball. Against the Hawks on the 19th of December, yeah. He had 42, 6, and 5, and I watched that game. He got dunked on. He came right back in overtime. The Hawks are going to remember that game. If they miss the playoffs or they lose by 1, they're going to remember DeAndre Hunter dunking on Wemby, staring him down, and Wemby coming back in overtime and saying, hold this. You want to dunk on me? Fine. I'm going to come back and do whatever I want. Do whatever the fuck I want to you. But against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he had 20, 12, and 5. Kind of off game for, not really an off game, but off game for his standards. December 13th, he had 28, 7, and 7. With 2 blocks per game. I'm sorry, last game when he had 20, 12, and 5, he had 7 blocks. I have to name his blocks. But against the Portland Trailblazers on December 13th, he had 28, 7, and 7. With 2 blocks that game. Against the New Orleans Pelicans, December 8th, he had 25, 10, 1, 3 blocks per game. Damn. Shit, I'm reading these stats and I'm getting shocked. But December 3rd, he had 15 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 block. This is his only game in December. He only had 1 block. I feel bad for whoever placed a parlay on him, because his parlay is 4 blocks a game. I'd be dread. But in the first game of December against the Sacramento Kings, he had 34, 14, 11, a triple-double with 3 blocks a game. Like 3 blocks that game, like I'm saying. But it's not like these are empty stats, because a lot of people like to say these superstars on these terrible teams are just putting empty stats. They're getting their numbers up. They're trying to make All-NBA, trying to get paid, whatever. They're trying to get to the All-Star game. But Wemby is a winner. Wemby wants to win. You can see it on his face at all times during the game. When they're losing, he's mad as shit. When they lose, he ripped it. I remember last year, he was a rookie. He ripped his jersey. And I can't blame him for any of that. I can't blame him for ripping his jersey, because the Spurs last year, they were terrible. They had Jeremy Sohan, however you say his name. They had him playing the point guard position, and he cannot pass. He was not throwing the ball to Wemby. And you see what's happening now, where the Spurs offense is rallied behind Wemby. Wemby needs to touch the ball for the Spurs to have a fluent possession. If he doesn't touch the ball at least once, it looks like the play is just going to mess up. Chris Paul obviously is doing his job playmaking, getting the rest involved, but when it's clutch time, you know who to get a ball to. That's how you're supposed to do it in the clutch, and Wemby has taken that next step already in his second season, and it's showing all the people that wanted to talk about Scoot versus Wemby, they were retarded. I'm gonna give Scoot time, but it's not looking good for Scoot. But Wemby is Wemby. I can't even compare him to nobody. I wanted to, but I'm not gonna do that. But I want to know how y'all feel about Victor Wembanyama. Let me know down below. Subscribe. I got some videos right here. If you enjoyed this video you just watched, video on the right and video on the left, and click on it.